It all started when we heard about ferocious wild boars that were ravaging the area. The locals said that they were no longer afraid of humans, but were becoming more and more daring, tearing apart camps and even attacking livestock. When the offer to join the campaign to control the wild boar population was made, none of us hesitated. So from carefree tourists, we became reluctant hunters, rushing into a breathless chase in the frozen wilderness. We gathered at the edge of the forest, where the snow covered the ground. The space was suspiciously quiet. The group quickly came up with a specific plan, dividing into small groups, deploying formations to cover the entire area, ensuring that not a single wild boar could escape. Finally, what we had hoped for appeared, deep footprints in the white snow. We immediately followed. Not far away, a wild boar was wandering, its nose constantly plowing the ground in search of food. I quickly found a suitable position, stabilizing my posture at a distance of 200 m. The cold made my fingers numb, but I still held the gun firmly in my hand. However, the wild boar suddenly stopped. It seemed to sense something was wrong and moved continuously, trying to escape the danger zone. But it was too late. I had already grasped its every move. The gunshot tore through the silence of the snowy forest. An accurate shot. The wild boar paused, its legs trembling before collapsing. On the opposite hill, gunshots suddenly rang out. The battle had officially begun. Looking through the scope, I quickly recognized the target, a giant wild boar. But no one could have expected that it was not a simple prey. The group quickly launched an attack. Gunshots rang out one after another, each shot cutting through the air aimed straight at the beast. But somehow, it continuously dodged spectacularly. Its strong survival instinct helped it dodge the bullets cunningly, running faster and farther with each step. In the blink of an eye, it changed direction, rushing straight towards the dense trees, and then disappeared. A feeling of regret rose in my heart. Our defeat against the giant wild boar, we were not discouraged. Continuing to move forward, crossing the snow-covered slopes, our eyes constantly scanned every tree, every trace on the ground. And then our perseverance was rewarded. Ahead, a large herd of wild boars had just appeared. They were moving down the valley. Not wanting to miss this opportunity, the group immediately deployed their formation, dividing to block the front and surrounding from many directions. I quickly rushed forward, choosing a strategic position. At this moment, a huge black shadow suddenly charged straight towards me. It was the leader of the herd. It was not afraid at all. But all arrogance comes at a price. I immediately raised my gun. A piercing scream echoed before it stopped, its legs shaking and collapsing onto the white snow. Still in the same snow-covered forest, I continued to move, my eyes quickly scanning every hidden corner, searching for traces of the intruders. This time, I chose a perfect ambush position. On the slope, I could observe the entire area ahead without being easily detected. About half an hour later, among the dry trees, a herd of wild boars suddenly appeared. They were moving quickly towards the top of the hill, probably looking for shelter after the recent fight. But this time, they weren't so lucky. Without hesitation, I quickly aligned my shot, took a deep breath, and pulled the trigger. Shaking the quiet forest, the wild boars panicked, their feet stomping on the snow, creating a chaotic scene. Some were hit by the bullets and collapsed on the spot. Others were injured, staggering to find a way to escape. At the foot of the mountain, a vast expanse of open land was covered in pure white snow. A wild boar, the last survivor of the herd, was running away at an astonishing speed. Immediately, I aimed and shot. The gunshot rang out sharply, a bullet flew out in the blink of an eye, and I took down the target with a fatal shot. Under the gray winter sky, I continued to move deeper into the forest. The wild boars were running away. They stopped while moving, looking around cautiously, as if sensing something. I held the gun tightly, adjusted my breathing, making sure that there was no mistake. The wild boar paused for a second. It was this moment. After the crisp gunshot, the wild boar had completely collapsed in the snow. From within the woods, chaotic noises rang out. The giant wild boars rushed in panic, trying to escape the clutches of the ferocious hunting dogs. However, they were completely unaware that an even more dangerous trap was waiting ahead. My teammates and I were ready, hiding in the dense bushes. When the wild boars moved to the right ambush position, they would have no way to escape. Gunshots rang out continuously. I took down 2 more wild boars before the herd disappeared from sight. Once again, the perfect ambush brought back worthy spoils. Did you know that a seemingly harmless animal is becoming a global nightmare? Wild boars, the silent destroyer, are causing a series of serious problems from Europe, America to Asia. They not only destroy ecosystems, erode soil, destroy crops, but also spread diseases and threaten ecological balance. Can we control this storm called wild boars? Or will they continue to dominate rural areas, national forests, and suburban areas? The answer is definitely no. As a hunter, I will not allow that to happen. The dawn is beginning to shine through the trees. I am ready for today's hunting trip, carrying the Boar 4X Marrow, a loyal companion in many previous trips. Beside me was a pack of elite hunting dogs, dogs that were familiar with this challenging task. As I was moving on the small road leading up the hill, I discovered strange signs in the gardens along the road. Large footprints were imprinted on the damp ground. The surrounding trees were damaged. I signaled the hunting dogs to stop and check the area. They quickly sniffed, barking loudly to signal that they had discovered the target. The barking led me to a nearby garden. In the middle of the bushes, an adult wild boar appeared. It had shiny black fur, weighed about 100 kilograms, and was gnawing on the tree roots. When it realized the presence of the dogs, it immediately ran away, rushing straight across the road to find a hiding place. At this moment, I raised my gun, calmly aimed and shot. A bullet hit the opponent's neck, and just a few seconds later, the wild boar collapsed. Without wasting any time, I continued hunting with the dogs for the next target. The dogs barking made the wild boar panic, trying to find a way to escape. I quickly moved forward, choosing a favorable position to intercept. When the wild boar suddenly rushed out of the bushes, I was ready. A precise shot hit the head, ending its life instantly. As if given more motivation, I and the dogs headed towards a hillside where the tracks of a larger herd of wild boars had been discovered. About 5 wild boars were gathered on the opposite slope, seemingly unaware of our presence. The first gunshot rang out, causing the herd of wild boars to panic and scatter. The chase became tense as I had to follow each target closely. Seizing the opportunity, I aimed accurately, chose the critical positions, and took down all 5 wild boars in a split second. Continuing the mission, we discovered another herd of wild boars lurking on the hilltop in the distance, seemingly sensing the pursuit and trying to escape. The distance of nearly 300 m was not too big of a problem for me. I quickly adjusted the scope, took a deep breath, and kept my heart rate steady. Through the lens, I chose a large male wild boar with long, curved tusks, a challenging target. 12. The gunshot rang out, breaking the silence. The bullet penetrated the thick fur and hit the left shoulder of the boar. It howled in pain, but its survival instinct made it rush forward. Quickly regaining focus, I pulled the trigger repeatedly. Although agile and flexible, the wild boar could not escape the fierce attack. I immediately moved towards the nearby bushes where the wild boar was hiding from the pursuit. Every step was cautious, because any carelessness could turn the situation around. When I was only a few meters away from the dense bushes, a roar rang out, full of challenge. The wild boar suddenly rushed out, its bloodshot eyes and sharp tusks pointing straight at me. Without hesitation, I quickly raised my gun and fired another shot that hit its chest. The powerful bullet made the beast stop, its rapid breathing gradually weakening. A long day ended. I had taken down more than 10 wild boars. Although tired, I felt satisfied with the results. The large, ferocious animals were now lying quietly on the ground, marking a successful hunt.
Tá.